Hey guys, here's the gear for today. I've used all of it except for the soap, so that's new to me. It is a used soap and it's Talbot Shavings Marlogue Wood, and Mal Grooming is the maker of the scent, I assume. And I know they make aftershaves and things like that, so I'm guessing it's a collaborative effort. Going to be using the Israeli Red from Personna again, and it is 13, 14 uses, something like that. So it's no longer really in that evaluation phase. And so using it in a new razor, like this Rocnel Elite M for mild, it's not really telling for how most of you might experience it. At least most of you with a beard like mine, shaving habits like mine, technique and lather like mine. In a sense, it's not really applicable to you guys anyway. But I'm just curious, how's it going to be in the Rockwell? I love the handle here, but the head is kind of uninspiring. I don't know that it brings too much special to my den, and so I'm kind of on the fence about that. I'm not on the fence about how much I love this Saponificio Varesino brush. It's just amazing. It's big, but it doesn't feel big on my face. It feels comfy. It feels soft, big in that type of sense, but it doesn't feel too big, like I can't move and use it, you know? Got it soaking. It's the Manchurian, high density, I think they use a bunch of different words, maybe even high mountain white Manchurian or something like that. High mountain Manchurian white. For details on that, you can see the description of the video for the exact verbiage they use, as well as the scent notes. I think they said for this you'll get an introductory shot of the Balsam Fir, and then that will fade away to pretty much a pure wood note, and then that will eventually fade away into just a straight vetiver note. And I like that path. I'm not as keen into the Balsam Fir part of it. And of course, the soap may not walk that same path. They may have been describing the liquid products like an aftershave or an EDT. This is one of the Talbot soaps that I've seen for sale a lot. And so what it must be happening is people are snatching up Talbot because it's hard to get. And then they're realizing maybe they don't like it all that much. But the guy who used this used up quite a bit of it. This is maybe half full, 60% full. So it's been used. It's still got some good scent to it. I definitely detect that fir note up front, and I can tell that vetiver is in there too. And then it's got that main wood note, and so I am sensing all of them. We'll see if they release at different points with the soap. So I have tried some Talbot soaps before, and so I know they're a pretty good base. And so I know that part is going to give me a good shave, performance-wise. And here is the Personna blade. The Rocnel doesn't stun me because of just the quality. It could just be a lot better for this price, I believe. Seems kind of roughly done. Not quite finished like a razor of this price probably should. The head, I don't know that I can find fault with the handle. I think it's wonderful. One of the best ones out there for my own particular use, my own preferences. It's got a good bit of weight to it, but not too much. It is thick and hefty, but not too thick. It can still be moved. The knurling is going to keep it from slipping out of your hands with no problem at all, but is not too jaggedy to cause any problems or to be a bother. I like the visual aesthetics of it with a little bit of decoration down here, the knurling, and then a slight bit of extra stuff up there. It looks like it was put together in an intelligent way. And so I really like the handle, just the right length too. Been thinking about selling the head and keeping the handle, but I don't know. All right. It has been, I tell you what, this is 2 days of growth. I've been weird schedule, so I'm going to shave off 2 days. Get my face wet now. This razor, the Rocnel, doesn't really have good underblade support. And of those razors I've tried so far that have that same attribute, don't usually work well with the Israeli red. So we'll see what happens. All right, let's do a 30-second load. 40 rolls around right there on the clock. So that means we're going to go to 10 on the next minute. I say that out loud. It always helps me to remember and stop at the right spot. If I keep it to myself in my brain, I can more easily lose it. Seven more seconds. Already got it kind of frothing up nicely. And there we go. Interested to see what else comes out. Immediately when I've noticed I've gotten it wet, there are some warm notes there that are coming out now, that are unfolding. I think that's really cool. So this is a pricey brush, and I've discovered that it fits my needs so well that even if I had to pay full price for it, I would save up. It may take me a while to save up and get it, but I would. Now, it just so happens that I was able to get this one at a really good discount buying it used. But even now that I've tried it out, and that's one of the reasons why I went ahead and got it, was, I figured, hey, this may not exactly be the color that I might want. I prefer kind of the silver band instead of the gold pewter. But it'll give me an inexpensive chance, relatively inexpensive chance to try it out. And it has, and I love it. Big, super soft tips, but it splays easily, but not so easily that it's floppy. It's got a lot of hairs, but it does not translate that into density due to backbone, heavy backbone due to density. Two teaspoons of water in it now. Looking good so far. What kind of scent are we getting? It's not strong. You definitely get a stronger jolt of it sticking your nose in the jar. And that may be its downfall with other people as well as me. I did get the aftershave, I think. I bought it used, and it came in the set. I bought a mystery box, and it was one of the items in the mystery box, which is really cool. And I think it did come with the post shave, and I tried that one day, and I really enjoyed it. I am into, woodsy notes, and I do like vetiver. So a woodsy note that transfers and transforms into vetiver is probably going to be something I enjoy. Looks like I've loaded plenty, enough soap to get the job done here. And I'll bet I have now 3 teaspoons of water in the soap, and I think that'll likely be the right amount. And for these big knots, this big bowl that I have, 3D printed bowl, the design that Roger created, in the plans he made 3 different sizes. And if you use a small bore brush or a small synthetic, then I could see how you might consider this bowl to be too big. But when I'm using this brush here, or most 26 millimeters, even some 24s, it does not seem like it's too big, and I'm very glad for its size. Oh yeah, that lather looks terrific. Look how elastic that is. That's great. All right, I'm just kind of touching my phone and getting lather everywhere. All right. Yeah, you can smell that vetiver and wood and fir. I think if fir is a big part of the scent, I often don't like that experience. Just my own preferences. It's not too light. So I think this is a nice woody scent. Because of the vetiver and the fir added to the kind of the normal woody scent, it has a uniqueness to it, because there are definitely a good bit of woodsy scents out there. Falls Lumberjack is nice from Henri and Victoria. Now it looks like we've got a pretty good layer, but I'm just going to scrub for a little bit more, just to give this lather a little bit more time to kind of work into my skin and protect it. Looks like I kind of nailed the water ratio here. Looks really good. Feels right. Just see how it happens and how it feels and during the shaving part. All right, Israeli Red from Persona in a Rocnel Elite M for mild. Good first impression. And that's why I still have this razor around. It shaves nicely. It doesn't have a lot of bottom support, but for some reason, it does manage to kind of seem like it does. Stick with more of a with the grain for this first pass. And there we go. It's as simple as that. And we can get some goatee lather. It hit my trouble spot right here. Again. Oh, see how slick that is? That feels terrific. And I'm talking about the lather, not really my skin at this point. That's just a really nice lather. That's why people are clamoring for Talbot. These soap makers like Mammoth and Talbot that make smaller batches because they're just smaller shops, and who also have, like these two do, really good soap bases. That's just the combination. That's going to end up with them being sold out pretty quick and everybody being frustrated because they weren't able to get any of the product, right? Just because it's a really good lather. First impression with the Israeli red, the first pass went well. This blade does tend to have occasionally the stealth irritation that does build up over time. Let's see what happens with this shave. If I had to guess right now, it seems like it's just going to do really well. Also, at 13 or 14 uses, wherever it is, it's going to start to get smoother than it was when it was 1 or 2 uses. And so this blade that sometimes has gives a little bit of a temper tantrum with certain razors might smooth out to be a really good blade for, I wonder if even those razors that I get a little grief with it early on, wonder if it could be a good pairing with them once it smooths out and gets some uses on it. That would be interesting, wouldn't it? And so that's the second pass, and very comfortable. Really this is a good pairing, really good. I'm really enjoying this scent. It's not strong. I'm going to say 4 out of 10. But it's present enough to where it does affect positively the environment of the shave. I definitely am getting woody vetiver out of it, and I'm happy about that. And look at that lather. That's just that perfect wet, creamy mix for me. I love it when it's right there. It's very hydrated. It is, but it's also slick, and it's also slick. It's hydrated and slick, of course. Those two usually walk together. But it's also creamy at the same time. And that's what the really good soaps can accomplish. The Israeli red is very much under control, it seems, with this razor. And so maybe with this many uses on it, it is starting to become more civilized. I'm going to switch directions right here. Oh, that's really good. That can be a little bit of a test right there, right? That very stroke I just did can be very different with many other razor and blade combinations. Minimal audio from this, not all that much, and I like that. A nice smooth cutter. And that's why I still have this guy. So that's 3 passes. No irritation, none of that stealth irritation that sometimes the Israeli red can give me with certain other razors. This one works well. Pretty good cut. If I was about to head to work or something, just to be on the safe side, I would do maybe another pass right here, but I'm going to bed. I'm tired. And so I'm not going to worry about it. But a nice close shave, just a few tips here that are showing just a little bit of length. I might try to get those, but I'm happy with that. So the soap, enjoyed that one. I definitely like the scent. The 30-second load, this is pretty much perfect. I could get at least 2 passes out of that if I just kind of consolidated all the lather and, that sort of stuff. Maybe even 3 if I was kind of really careful with it. But that's about how much margin I like to have. Gorgeous, gorgeous lather today. Hit that one right on the mark, first shot. It's always nice when you do that. Talbot, very good soap. Blade worked well with the razor. We talked about that. Of course, I love the brush. The brush did great. And for post shave, I'm going to do Lucky Tiger, Tonic, aloe, calendula, chamomile, things like that. It's really nice when you're about to go to bed, or you just want kind of a mild orange type scent and something really kind for your skin. If you don't want alcohol splash or something like that. There we go. Similar to witch hazel in that regard. Some of those nice witch hazel products. My witch hazel is unscented, but there are other ones out there that are not. Very nice. Yeah. So I just kind of picked this razor on a whim. I wasn't even going to use the Israeli Red again because I put so many uses on this in a trial type purpose. And so I thought, you know what? Now that we've gotten over a dozen uses, maybe we'll move on to something else for a little while. But then I thought, hey, the Rocnel. I was thinking about that the other day. And, I haven't tried that on the Israeli Red, so let's give it a shot. So that's where we landed today. And the Marlogue Wood was one that I got, like I said, in a mystery box. And I'm really glad about that. That worked out really well. I enjoyed it thoroughly. And a couple of the other Talbot scents that I got. One I did not like the scent of. Double Trouble, I think it was. And then another one, maybe Valley of Fire. It was very weak in the scent department. Now it was a lot. There was a lot of uses subtracted from that tub. It had been through a good bit. Maybe that person likes to leave it open to dry out, and so sometimes it can accelerate the scent loss with a soap. Or maybe it's just a lightly scented soap. I don't know. But that was kind of a letdown as well. Good performance, but it was basically an unscented soap. This one, not so much. Enjoyable and the good performance. This is probably my Talbot to keep around. Really like it. All right. That is it. This is Sugar Daddy Shaves, and I hope that there has been something in this video that you are helped by, that you enjoyed. You guys take care. Stay safe. All this COVID mess. We're starting to get the vaccine out to people. It's really nice. Who knows? I'm interested to see what happens to life after a lot of people, assuming that we get enough people in the community to be vaccinated. Assuming there's not a problem with that, then maybe we walk back into more normal life. We'll see. It'd be cool, wouldn't it? All right. Hey, take care. Have a good night.